I probably touch you. Oh! Are you mad? No. I will slap her! Oh, people fear. It's your phone, bro.
You guys, this one is not something that they explain at all. I said I have to show you guys because this fight was serious. Two hefty men had to come in to separate this particular fight because they just kept going at it, dragging, clothes being pulled. It was just getting more serious. And I was just like, how did we get here? How did we get to this point? Like, I'm all for ginger, drama, everything. But when it gets physical, just count me out. Toyin's phone even broke in the process. So it was a crazy situation. Let us just gist about this particular situation, how we got to that point. Let's just talk about everything that happened in this episode. It doesn't mean I'm going to share a lot of videos in this episode because I am still having the issue with DStv. I'll be multi-choice, I'll be Showmax. I don't even know which it is at this point. But you guys know I got a copyright strike from multi-choice, from DStv rather. So to those that keep saying, oh, add videos, add pictures, you guys know I don't have a problem with that. I even prefer, as I'm explaining, I'm showing you guys evidence. There's nothing like having evidence. I'm trying to be as careful as I can. I hope that this short clip and maybe some others that I'll add will not be an issue this time around. I'm playing it as safe as I can be so that you guys will understand this particular episode very well. So welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're new here, please do subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified each time I post a brand new video, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. So at the beginning of this episode, Iyabo and Tanya, they went to get a tattoo together, and I was just like, this seems like a nice bonding activity. But then I don't think Iyabo got any tattoo because they only showed Tanya getting hers done, and she just wanted to like add to what she already had on her hand, right? So while they were there, of course, gist came up and she was talking about Tanya's event, right? So she was expressing that she didn't like it as Iyabo. She was not happy with Tanya for hosting the event in her absence because this is like that outing that she has always wanted to go for, like clubbing, partying, and specifically at Zaza. So she was like, she's not happy with her for hosting it in her absence. So then I started talking about what happened at the event, that particular event and the one after, right? So she said everything was fine apart from the issue between Chioma and Mariam, and that's when they now went into details about what happened between Chioma and Mariam. Tanya said she's never inviting them to the same event again, seeing that they ruined both her events, right? That's when they now went further and started talking about Mariam and this thing of her having issues like at almost every event, and the comment she made to Chioma concerning the child situation. So they were now saying that it doesn't make sense, especially based on the fact that this is someone that had issues or had it was difficult for her with her first child, and then still something similar is happening again. Like it's not something she's supposed to really talk about. So they just talked about the whole comment she made. Iyabo in her confessional said that it's like Mariam is going through something, maybe depression. I say, wow, see, I don't even have energy to put mouth in their issues. Let's just move on. So at this point, Iyabo now asked Tanya whether she invited Dr. Romeo to her event, and she's like, no, that she didn't even remember. She didn't even remember. She didn't even, kind of thing that you don't even remember to even that the person is there to be invited. Talking of saying, oh, I don't want to invite him. She didn't even remember to invite him and all of that. Then Tanya now said that Faith told her that she didn't want any plenty scenario. That's why she didn't really talk about her friendship with Dr. Romeo. That her intention or what they had in mind was just, okay, I'm going to introduce you to the ladies and then just let you do your thing, right? And at this point, they were now saying that, their story, there's still some disconnect in whatever friendship they have or how the friendship came about, that there's still a disconnect there. And Tanya now said, in fact, she doesn't even want Dr. Romeo. She doesn't want any wahala situation at her events. Iyabo now said that she wants Dr. Romeo, that she loves Dr. Romeo. And in her confessional, she was saying that whatever it is that Dr. Romeo and Faith have, like whatever issues that they have, that's their business. Whatever he may have told her before now, that's on them. To her, Dr. Romeo is a good person and he has a good spirit, better than Faith.
Dr. Romeo is a good person. He's got a good spirit, better than Faith.
At this point, I think that anybody at all is going to rank better than Faith in Iyabo's books, because anyway, Dr. Romeo bought her and her daughter lip gloss, so he's a good guy in her books, right? So she was just talking about that situation. And the next thing, she was now saying that, in fact, Faith is not even the one that introduced them to Dr. Romeo, that it was at Chima's event that she got to know Dr. Romeo, that she got to know Dr. Romeo by herself. And Tanya agreed to that.
As far as I'm concerned, I met Dr. Romeo on my own at Chima's event.
And it was funny to me, like, that whole thing that she said was funny to me, because this is the same thing that is still kind of related to the way they've been coming at Faith for Laura's situation and everything. With Faith and Laura, it's almost like they've been tying them together and roping them together. Oh, she brought you to the group. You're not responsible for her and everything. But Dr. Romeo is where you draw the line. Like, Dr. Romeo can be a lone ranger and just operate on his own terms. Like, okay, I knew him by myself. So it's like you're trying to separate Dr. Romeo from Faith. But with Faith and Laura, it's like, we need to put them together. You guys are so sisters. So it was just funny to me listening to that, and them just making excuses for, like, Dr. Romeo, especially like Iyabo just making excuses for what Dr. Romeo did concerning Faith.
Everybody are hypocrites.
So Iyabo was now talking about how she sees Dr. Romeo and Faith. She said that Dr. Romeo does not come across to her as somebody that is condescending, and Faith comes across to her like that kind of person. So at this point, she now said something that was very, very funny, right? She said, here's how she said it. Let me make something clear. Faith is not one of us.
Faith is not one of us.
They will need to tell me the name of this cult and the blood covenants that they usually take there, because I'm not understanding at this point. If it's Chama, she's like, the group. And then now, Iyabo is saying she's not one of us. Like, one of you were, like, explain to me what is going on in this situation. She was like, yeah. She even told Tanya that she's more like one of them than Faith is, being that she's Chima's friend, and to her, anybody that's Chima's friend is a friend. And if you have issues with Chima, she's also going to have issues with you, especially if she doesn't know you on a one-on-one basis and all of that. That, you know, so it's like a blood sisterhood going on there. I don't understand. But then that's what she said, that, you know, Tanya is more like one of them based on how she came into the group and everything. I said, okay. And then I noticed that Tanya was seeing the bias, but it was in a confessional that she now spoke about it. She was like that, it looks like Dr. Romeo can do no wrong in Iyabo's eyes, because she has already seen that, oh, Dr. Romeo, you know, was in the wrong here. So why is more like Iyabo, like, being on his side and everything? So apparently Dr. Romeo can do no wrong in Iyabo's eyes. And then she now said that she shall understands it, that Iyabo and Dr. Romeo, Iyabo and Faith, they had an issue and they've still not resolved it. That was her own excuse, or that was her own reason for understanding Iyabo's point of view. And then she now said that before she was team Dr. Romeo, and then after listening to Faith and hearing her explain her own side, she was now team Faith, and then now she's team nobody, that she just doesn't want to be involved in any of these things, that the whole thing has been stressing her too much. She cannot see figure out their whole friendship dynamics or anything, that she's now team nobody. I say, okay, and then after that, we now had Chioma. She had a photo shoot at Emmanuel Ile-Ife's studio for a magazine, right? So she was there, and then something interesting happened there, right? There was a flower that was delivered to her, and it had a note, and in that note, you know, we read a little something to brighten up your day. And then, you know, she was just smiling. She now said in her confessional that, you know, she knows she has a few admirers here and there, but she doesn't really have an idea who exactly sent this to her. And then the guy now appeared. So I say, hey, genge. And then he now told her that, okay, he was the one that dropped the flowers. You know, they just greeted and everything. And apparently they went to law school together, right? So that's basically what he said. But when he came, he was like, you look stunning, you look beautiful. She was like, thank you. He was giving all, you know, secret admirer that's trying to, you know, maybe start something. But he said that they went to law school together. He now even showed her the booklets, their graduation booklets, to say, okay, see you here, or see me here, or she's like, don't tell me when we're in the same set together. You know, I say, she was just blushing plenty. But yeah, he showed her the booklet. She saw herself, and you know, that's basically what the conversation was about. Nothing more, right? And I think that guy looks very familiar. I'm trying to place where I know him from. I think he's a known person, like he's a popular guy, but I'm not too sure. But I know I've seen his face before, but yeah, that's just basically what that scene was about. And then we had a brief scene with Toyin. She was just preparing for her art museum show, and the contemporary dancers were there rehearsing. And it was nice to see Hermes there. So he was just doing his twisting and turning of a thing, you know, just this whole contemporary dance and stuff. And yeah, he was doing it with the babe that he was doing it with. I believe that's one of his girlfriends, that one that has low cuts, I'm sure. I think that's one of his girlfriends. So they were just doing that, and it was just her watching them practice and everything. And then we also had Tanya at work. She was with Larry da Silva. They were, you know, trying to put together some pieces. So they were working together on creating some nice outfits and stuff. And we now had the Ile-Ife trip where everything went down. But it was a long, like, you know, first of all, Tony, that's my brother's name. First of all, Toyin went. She went without the ladies. I think she just wanted to meet her aunt first and then prepare the place for the ladies. So she went first, and Toyin is from a royal family, right? So her aim for this trip was to, you know, show the ladies what it's like, right? Just that other side of her. So the visit to Ile-Ife was just about the rich culture of Yoruba land. So the person that welcomed her in was Queen Ronke. They now did a quick tour of the house. She just showed her like what everything signified. I feel like this was just trying to educate us on like what's the different things, the statues, the monuments, the pictures of like the past owners of Ife. Just normal session with Toyin, and also for us, I guess, because I'm sure Toyin has been there before and she knows these things, so it was mainly for us. And then Laura and Faith, they did not attend. In fact, Faith was not even in this episode at all. Toyin mentioned that she had to travel to go drop her son in school. And then Laura, I think it was mainly the wedding preparations and stuff. So at some point, they now showed Toyin and Laura on the call together, and they were just talking about the trip and, you know, Laura having to miss out and everything. And after that, they now showed Laura where she was trying out her wedding gown. I was like, oh, so cute. She was so excited, and it was the gown she wore was really nice. Then back to Ile-Ife, the other ladies now arrived, and they were giving a grand welcome. The beating of the drum, the dancers. It was a really nice welcome. But I didn't understand Iyabo's dance that she was doing. It was giving possessed by an evil spirit. She was just going, I said, what's going on? What's happening here? And then Chioma did not arrive with them. It was later on in the night that she now came. Toyin now went there, welcomed her, and she now went to her room. And the person she was with, I don't know if he's a stylist but she was with someone in the room. And he was now asking her about like the people that were invited for the event. She started naming some of them that she knew were present. He now asked her about Dr. Romeo, whether he was going to be around. And she now said she doesn't know, that let her call him and find out. She now called Dr. Romeo, and it turned out that he was not even in Nigeria at the time. He was in Atlanta, his clinic in Atlanta. And he now did a tour of the place, and it's actually really like a full-blown setup, proper setup clinic in Atlanta. Chioma was even surprised, like she didn't know that he had that in Atlanta, right? So he just did a tour, and you know, we also saw obviously, and it was really nice. I was like, okay, Dr. Romeo is really doing well. Then it was now time for the ladies to meet the owner of Ife, and you guys, the whole place was just giving like royalty, luxury, that kind of vibe. And the ladies understood the assignment to the T. Like, they were looking classy. The way they dressed for that particular occasion was like so on point, right? So the queen was one that took them in to the place. She was now showing them how they greet when he comes in. She told them that they had to kneel down, and you know, she was just teaching them what they needed to do once he enters. And his entrance was like, you know, a lot was happening. You know, some people went in first. I think maybe it's to serenade the place or something, but it was just like this whole grand entrance. Like, some people entered first, they had to do certain things, and then he now entered, and then they did what they were taught. You know, they just knelt down. The queen was now introducing them to him, right? Just told him who they are. For Iyabo, he was like he called her the troublesome lady online. He called her a troublesome lady online. I was like, Iyabo. So when he was done with that, he just spoke to them briefly. He just talked to them about like you know, just being a woman. If I say woman, hey, why did I say woman? So he just spoke to them about, you know, how ladies and now women can channel their energy, that we have, you know, so much power. They now had like a whole festival, like a whole dancers everywhere, you know, entertainment. They entertained them to the fullest. This thing went on from like morning till, I don't know, not from morning, I don't know when it started, but like it entered evening. Then they now had like this men that came in. It looked like this kind of spiritual thing with powder on their faces and everything. It looked like a lot was going on there. So they now blessed the ladies. Like Toyin said, like, they bless you, you're gonna go and be rich, you're gonna have riches. I said, okay, I think I need to go there. Maybe I'll come back with pounds and dollars and a lot of naira, billions of naira. So yeah, that was just that. And then they now, obviously, food. They had like lunch, is it dinner? They share food, local delicacies, foreign delicacies, just everything. They treated them like really well. Everything was just on point. Like, you know that, okay, you're in a place that everywhere is just calm, enjoyment. And then they now went in and they were staying at the resort, which is also really beautiful. The next day, they now met with the queen. So apparently she has like an Adire hub, right, that she set up. So she was now trying to show them how to do like tie and dye. She got outfits for them, whites. She got like white clothes for them that they used to practice. So they started the process. Everybody made their own design and they showcased it. It was a nice time. I think Adire is something that I like. I like Adire. I like the concept of Adire, right? So they just did that, and then afterwards they now went back to their resort, and that was when the whole situation now did like this. They now called for a meeting with to have a conversation with Mariam. She didn't even know that the meeting was to address issues with her. So they now Choma and Tanya, they were the first to get there. When Mariam now came, she just went and sat down. She didn't even like acknowledge them or anything. And then Chama and Mariam, they were now being like a little petty. They were just laughing and like, you know, just making side comments and stuff. So I said, that's when I knew that this gathering is they say, oh, it's gonna happen. It's not gonna go very well. So later on, Iyabo and Toyin, they now came. And Toyin just went straight to the point. She was like, there's something I want to address with you. There's something that's bothering me. These are the issues on ground. So the first thing that Toyin addressed was concerning things that she had heard. She said herself and Choma, they were awake like for the most part of the night, and she was just hearing like different things. She spoke about the Iyabo's visit to Mariam's house. You guys know that it was Iyabo that Mariam invited to her house for like Sunday brunch and was telling her about her journey, her surrogacy journey. So she said, Toyin said she heard that Mariam was saying that she cannot invite Toyin to her house, right? That is Iyabo she's comfortable with. So obviously hearing that, Toyin felt some type of way. That why did she even invite her to her house? I'm sure she was talking about that other event that they all went for. So Mariam in her confessional, she was not saying that she's not a fake person, that she's not going to invite Toyin over when they're not cool. That's the reason she had the meeting with her in the restaurant to try and resolve things, that her house is a safe place. So that's what she was saying in her confessional. So Toyin just continued, and she now said that the reason herself and Mariam, they were having issues in the first place is because she said that Mariam cannot be trusted. And that, yeah, Mariam cannot actually be trusted, being that she has now been hearing different things, and that Mariam has even been going around talking about her, right? Then she mentioned that Mariam said that Choma said that she's being condescending to her, right? At this point, Choma wanted to start throwing fists, like, you know, what is my name doing here? I'm not even that close to Mariam. I could have told her this and that. So she wanted to start fight. Toyin told her to relax, let her make her point so that they can hear each other. You know, let them really hear each other. So she now also said that Mariam told her that Iyabo had been saying some condescending things about her. That's Toyin, right? And you know, at this point, Iyabo too wanted to, you know, throw a fist on everything. She's like, when did I say, what are you talking about? So she now explained what she said. That's Iyabo. She said that Mariam was complaining about Toyin, that she was just trying to put the words together, like she doesn't like the way Toyin is treating her. This is what Toyin is doing, and the only thing she did was help her with the word that she was looking for. She was like, are you saying that Toyin is like condescending? You're saying that Toyin is condescending towards you, and Mariam agreed. So that was Iyabo's own explanation. She said that she's not the one, that she did not imply that Toyin was being condescending. So she said, may she, clear her name, and then now let them to continue. Now Mariam started responding to the allegations. So she started out by talking about the issue she had with Chioma, the whole child statement. She said that while they were there, that the children were downstairs there, and Chioma was cursing at her. And Chioma now said that it's not true, that the children were at the playground, right? And then they started talking about that, and no need to really go into details. We've spoken about that in the previous video. They just brought it up briefly. And then for me, the funny thing about this whole thing, funny enough, like the funny thing about the statement to me is just that Mariam had her child there, right? And she did not act any better. So if we're judging by that, oh, you don't, and I do have, then she should have acted better, because they were both cursing at each other, and it was like really serious, right? So yeah, that's just the way I see the whole thing. And then the matter now went back to Toyin and Mariam, right? Mariam was now saying that Toyin was the one that said that Toyin was saying to her that they were trying to pitch them against each other. That's Iyabo and Chioma. They were trying to pitch them against each other. And Toyin was like, how? When did I say that? This one. And that's when the back and forth now really started between the both of them. And things now started getting heated up. But before this part, there was a point where Mariam walked out, right? And it was because while she was talking, Chioma was like countering what she was saying. Or she was like, also trying to make her own points, right? And she was trying to find out, are you talking about me? Are you talking to me? So because Mariam was mentioning her name, so Mariam was now saying that she's going to walk out. They were trying to tell Chioma to calm down. That's Iyabo and Toyin. They were trying to tell her to allow Mariam talk.
Then who wants to be there?
But she was still talking, and then that's when Mariam now walked out. They say, no, you shall go nowhere. We need to resolve this issue. This working out is not going to solve the problem. So Iyabo called her back. Toyin went to bring her back, and that's when they now continued. Like I said, things now started getting heated up at this point between Mariam and Toyin, because they were now, saying different things that they said. So talking about, oh, you said this, you spoke about these people like this. This one say you spoke about these people like this. Toyin was asking her how, when did she say this? That she didn't say that. In fact, it was Mariam that said that made the statement of they were trying to pitch them against each other, that she sees what they are doing. She's seeing what the ladies are trying to do, that, she's trying to pitch them. They were trying to pitch them against each other, right? So Mariam was now calling Toyin a liar. She was like, you're a liar. My PA was there when you said it. And my dear brothers and sisters, at some point, Mariam now told Toyin to shut up. And then that's when Toyin now told her, don't tell me to shut up. If you tell me to shut up, I'll do this. And then she now chested her. She started off by chesting her. After chesting her, she now pushed her to the chair. I say, what's going on in this place? It was crazy. And that's when the phone situation also happened. Like after they now really got into the fights, more pushes here and there. At some point, Mariam's clothes was kind of disturbing her, so she even told Chioma to even zip it. She should take it away. She should zip it down. And then her bra even pulled at some point during the fight, but they censored that. But I was just like, yo, this is so embarrassing, so embarrassing. So the situation was still very, very, it was crazy. In fact, it was just a crazy situation. As for Iyabo, she was not even trying to stand up to to separate fights. I think Iyabo is that kind of person that she just has that mindset of, if you want to fight, let's see, not the one that they'll be holding you people and you not be fighting behind the person that's holding you type of thing. I think she believes in, if you want to fight, let's rest kind of thing. So she was just sitting down there and then watching all the drama unfold. And then Mariam and Toyin, they just continued. They kept up with their situation. Mariam was saying that, is it because I did not say everything that you said? Toyin said she should say it, that they're not feeding her, that whatever she said, whatever she said, she can say it in their presence, that they're not feeding her, that she should say it.
Why you and her, girl, don't tell everything that you said. Say anything that I said. Why you said they cannot come? I didn't really.
Toyin was just telling Mariam that, is this how you consider friendship? Is this what you call friendship? Is this how friends behave and everything? Mariam was going at her too, saying that she's a liar and everything. And to be honest, like in general, like this whole thing of who said what, this particular statement of the ladies are trying to pitch them against each other, I think that's something that Toyin could have said. I think that's something that Toyin could have said, because she had a similar conversation with Laura, right? But in that conversation with Laura, it was actually Laura that said it. Laura was like, she's seeing what the ladies are trying to do. They're trying to, like, put them against each other. But Toyin agreed with it and had some supporting statements. So I'm just like, it's possible that she had that conversation with Mariam. I feel like she did have it. But I don't know if Mariam also said it. Maybe it was just this thing of, one person said it and the other person agreed that, okay, we're not going to let them pitch us against each other. I think that they had that conversation and they both agreed. So I don't know why you guys denying it. So yeah, that's that for that. And then after that, they now, in their confessional, they mentioned that the friendship is over. There's no friendship going on between them again. Toyin said it cannot be rekindled. And then Mariam said that she cannot be friends with an animal. That Toyin is an animal.
It's over. I can't deal with animals.
Raccoon, animal. Okay, it's alright. It's an animalistic situation that is going on here. Tanya, she was just enjoying the drama in her confessional. She was like that. Yeah? She likes the drama that Mariam has been like causing problems since. So it's good that someone came at her, but she said she doesn't like the violence part, that's the physical part, but like every other thing, the whole drama, that she's enjoying it, that she likes to be outside the drama and watching. I said, okay, me, I like to be outside the drama and watching too sharp, but like the physical thing, I don't support. Like, you don't, when you go, see, it's very easy for you to push somebody, the person will fall, hit head, and the person is gone. So when it comes to physical, don't just do it, because plenty things fix up, plenty things can happen. So I'm all for not getting, just, use your mouth and go all the way, right? So that's basically what happened in this episode. The next episode, we're going to see an issue, we are going to see a fight between Laura and Iyabo, and then also Tanya and Dr. Romeo. I think they had like a confrontation situation where Tanya was just talking to Dr. Romeo about what she had been hearing, but then the one with Laura and Iyabo, I think it was way more serious. And because Laura in her confessional in that snippet said that she called Iyabo a fool, she called her foolish and a mental case. So that situation must have been serious, you guys. So but let's just see how it's going to be when we get to that bridge, or when we get to that episode. We're going to talk about it. For now, thanks for watching, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye, love you.